Hello Internet, so nice to see you. Everybody in music theory talks about chords and scales and harmony and all this kind of thing, but we know that a big part of how music sound, it's not the harmony, the chords, the melody, it's the rhythm. Rhythm, it's a super important thing, and we need to get the rhythm right, otherwise our songs don't sound good. One of the components of this is to be able to play the rhythm in a convincing way, to be tight with the band, to be precise with your rhythm. It's a skill that is surprisingly rare. When you go out there and listen to other musicians, you discover always that they have problems with rhythm. Is there a way to become a solid rhythm player? Is there a way to become super steady with your rhythm so that you sound good? Okay, is there a way to channel, okay, your inner James Hetfield so that every rhythm you play is fantastically consistent? Yes, there is. A student asked me exactly how to get that, and this is what I told him.
How do I get razor tight rhythm?
Razor tight.
Yeah, razor sharp, I should say.
It's either razor sharp or something else tight. Okay.
Yeah.
Or razor tight. I mean, the metaphor went away from us. Okay. So,
Either way.
have you ever worked with a metronome?
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. That's good. That's what I want to hear. Okay. If it was a no, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And how's going with that?
It's going pretty good. It's I don't do it right now. I'm focusing more on technique. But I've worked in a lot of DAWs and whatnot, recording and writing and stuff. So I've worked on the click, on the grid and whatnot. So that's basically when I'm forced to do it for recording. That's when I do it most. But I've done it practicing as well, just not as much lately. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start from something simple. So I want you to play open 6-string, palm muting, 8 notes. Keep the groove. You guys notice that? What's happening? Okay, stop. It's speeding up. Did you notice you were speeding up?
Not quite.
Exactly. Okay. This will happen to everybody, incidentally. Okay. I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, this question.
That's why I'm here. I'm on the spot.
And yeah, no problem. I mean, but practically everybody except probably 3 people, okay, will have the exact same problem. After a while, it will start to speed up. Okay? That's what everybody does. It's normal. We just need to start perceiving the speeding up. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few exercises to work on your rhythm. We cannot do them here because you have to record yourself when you do them. Okay? So I'm going to show them to you, but I mean, it doesn't make sense until you record yourself.
Sure.
Okay? The first one will be this. You prepare your DAW, okay, and you put a drum track for the first 2 bars. Then you leave 8 bars with nothing, and you put another drum track for 2 bars, and then 8 bars with nothing, and 2 bars drum track. And you have to play exactly that, just the 8 notes. So at the beginning, you have the drums, tum, pa, tum, pa, tum, pa, tum, pa, and then nothing.
So no click.
No click.
Okay.
And don't look at the DAW. And then you want, of course, possibly, that when the drums come back in, you are exactly in time
Right.
with the drums. Now, this looks impossible at first, but if you try it more than once, okay, you see that it is actually possible. Okay, so now you start developing this kind of long-range rhythm sense. These help you, especially in the perception of speeding up and slowing down. Okay, now if you play in studio, again, usually you have the click track and the drums, etc. When you're playing live, the drummer is not perfect. Having this kind of sense help you keeping the rhythm, which in turn helps him keeping the rhythm. Right. Okay, the absolutely fundamental exercise. The next exercise is to develop, on the other hand, the sense of rhythm in the short term and the precision of every hit. So you're going to do it this way. You're going to have a drum track on the whole exercise now. Okay, and you're going to record, guess what? okay? Always start with something simple, because it's very easy to fudge things in something complex. Something so simple, every mistake is just stark, naked in front of you, okay? And that's what you want. So you're gonna record, let's say, 4 bars of these on with the drum, okay?
Okay.
And you're gonna mute the guitar track. And you're gonna record the same thing again on a second track without listening to the first. It's the same damn thing, okay? Once you're done, you unmute both tracks, so you make sure you can listen to both of them. You pen one hard right and one hard left. If you've done things properly, this will sound like a big guitar. Everything is hitting you exactly at the same time. But if it's not done perfectly, one side is hitting you before the other. So it feels like the music is moving left or right, okay? Then you have to redo it, okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
You want to arrive at the point where you can reliably record double track, essentially, record the same track twice, and the timing is exactly the same. You start with something simple. You stay with something simple for a while. That is an exercise you can do as a warm-up for recording. Very few people warm up when they have something creative to do. Nobody seems to warm up on the recording, okay? But you should. You should have a warm-up track where you double track a couple of things.
So you got to kind of warm up the rhythm,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, the sense of rhythm in a sense.
Okay.
But you should warm up before. I mean, when you
Yeah.
record a song, rather than just going, turn on the song, let's record my track immediately.
Right.
Warm up.
That makes sense. So warm up the technique and
Yeah.
then warm up your rhythm.
Yes.
That makes I never do that. Okay.
I know.
I don't know. Okay.
Is it, when they tell you, it's like, it's obvious, okay? But it's not, okay?
Right.
So, you warm up the rhythm and this sense, I mean, I call it rhythm. Once you develop it, you know that the rhythm doesn't really capture the thing. It's kind of an awareness in time of where everything needs to fall. It's very hard to
Like
describe.
an inner pulse.
Kinda. But it's also an extra resolution. Before it's just, okay, I have 8 notes. Later, you're gonna go like, okay, I have 8 notes and I can play them perfectly on the beat or slightly late on the beat, and just to give it a bit of a pull to the song. I can play them early in the beat, but it sucks when you do that. But you start feeling that. And then you start listening to good drummers, and you realize that, for instance, the snare, it's just a touch later than the hi-hat. And that gives this kind of a groove to the whole thing. Again, groove also is a kind of reductive term in this
Right.
case.
Like a style almost.
Yes, it kind of you're learning to listen to where things are in time by doing it and then listening back and being critical of your playing. Make sense?
Yeah.
So those are 2 simple exercises. People tend to really underestimate them. But if you do them and have a critical ear and try to really, really make them perfect, they really change the way you're playing it. And you can play the simplest thing and it sounds good.
So when you're doing the second exercise, you said you play for 4 bars and then you stop. You stop the rhythm track as well, and you said you re-record it.
Yes, I just go back and record it again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then once I'm done, I listen and I delete the guitar track and then do it again and again and again and again. And you can do it easily 20, 30 times per session.
Right. Okay. So even when you get it to match up, would it behoove you to do it again just to solidify it?
Yeah.
just
Yes,
get it
I mean,
deeper?
it's an exercise. You're recording to throw it away. You don't have to keep it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
It could be interesting if you keep some recording occasionally and you date them. Suggest okay, 1 month ago I was sucking this much and now I'm sucking much
Just to see
less.
your progress, yeah.
Yes. And this is sucking because once you start developing this kind of critical ear, a lot of things starts to suck too. Okay, so, but it's useful. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay,
Cool.
But it's just I mean I have a couple of files which I recorded and deleted hundreds of takes, just for the purpose of doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Appreciate
Anytime.
you. Awesome.